So the question is, does it work? Okay. And you guys have seen several examples over the last, 3 or 4 or 5 months here that we've, talked about the single family home retirement strategy. So this next investor, we've talked a lot about, an investor that has maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 properties. But this investor has a number of different properties. So we're going to showcase Robert tonight. He actually has 14 properties plus industrial buildings that he owns, and he owns his own company. But tonight we're just going to highlight 10 because we want to stay within our hour. We love Robert to death, but we can only showcase 10. Okay, so Robert, if you're listening, I hope you agree with that. Okay, so let's kind of look at these 10 properties. What do they look like? Where are they located? And instead of selling 3 years ago, like many others did, because they thought, the market is tapped out, we might as well forget about this, I need to cash out now. Instead of that, Robert goes, nope, I'm going the other way. And he held. Okay. And a lot of people are in that state right now. It's like you see this inflection of price, and all of a sudden it's like, well, maybe I should sell. And our feeling of it is, because unless you need to sell, and you were going to sell anyway within a year to 18 months, that's a different story. Because other than that, the supply and demand, as I've indicated in past webinars, is not going away. Okay. You could build 24/7, and you still wouldn't be able to put enough inventory together to meet the demand in 7 years. Because guess what? In 7 years, people that are 15, how old are they? They're 22, right? So the demand just keeps on coming, and that's not going to change. We may see some political adjustments here and there. That's what I call self-manufactured. But at the end of the day, there's only so much supply, and you have all this demand of people getting older every day. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at these properties real quick of Robert's. This here's a property on Blue Ridge. It's in Moreno Valley, California. Very nice property, that you can see there. Here's another one on Deerweed. It's in Corona, California. Another one here on Blazingstar in Perris. And you're starting to see he's very geographically, he's really diversified himself. He didn't just stick in one city. And that's good, because different cities can change from time to time. Okay, here's Amber Hill Trail, another one in Moreno Valley, California. 3-car garage, 2-story house there. And now we go to a condo on Las Colinas in Corona. And done very well on that property. Here's Newton Drive, another property back here in Corona. And Hamilton, this is in Corona as well. And what's great about Robert is he likes to take care of his properties. You can see they're very well maintained, and as you do that, of course, the appreciation is going to pay off as well. Here's one in Sulky Court in Riverside. And here's another one in Lone Pine back in Moreno Valley there. Okay. And then the last one, I believe, is York Road, and that's a condo in Moreno Valley as well. So just kind of want to give you kind of an overview. I didn't want to break down every property because, of time restraints and things, but we did want to go ahead and showcase a property. So what I want to do now is I want to talk about where these properties were 3 years ago. The value of these properties 3 years ago on these 10 properties was $2.3 million and change. Okay. And this is going to blow some of you away, but today the value of these 10 properties is $4.9 million. Okay. Absolutely mind-boggling. Okay. So if you look at it here, the combined loans on all 10 properties is $840,000. Okay, because Robert has been paying these properties down very quickly. One of the big reasons is because the rents have went through the roof, just not this year, but all the prior years, which you're going to see here in a second. And he's just taking that money and putting it, into the properties. But he's got 2 of the 10. They're already paid off free and clear, and most of the others have less like 100,000 left on them, or 80,000, or 110. I mean, it's just nothing. Okay. Mm-hmm. And the interest rates obviously are low on them as well. Okay. Now here's something that I've talked about in the past, but we don't pay a lot of attention to, is residents collectively have paid down about 108,000 in 3 years. The loans have reduced, because of, you have principal and interest. So the principal, they're paying that off, right? Well, that's what I call a forced savings account, because a lot of times when your house payment, you think, well, my house payment is $2,000, right? And my rent's only $1,800, so I'm actually negative $200 a month. Well, in actuality, you're not, because about $300 of that $2,000 payment is going to reduce the principal on the loan. But you forget about it because it's not in your hands at the moment. I hope that makes sense to everybody. Okay. Now, the net gain in 3 years, basically those properties more than doubled in 3 years. Just staggering, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Here's what's even more staggering. The rents on those 10 properties have increased over $33,000 from 3 years ago. Okay. Okay. $33,000, And so I know it's going out steak dinners or something, because he's got the cash to do it, with the rents the way they're going through the roof and stuff. So, and I know he likes steak. So, okay. So ask yourself, what if Robert had sold like so many others did 3 years ago? Do you think Robert would be kicking himself about right now? Okay. I think he would. Okay. And that's what I'm saying to all of you on the line tonight is, think about, as far as the people that went ahead and sold or are selling now. Like I say, some of you need to sell because maybe you're retiring, maybe you got kids going to school, whatever the reason is, and we totally appreciate that. But call us before you do. Let's talk about it, and let's look at all the factors, not just the fact that the property is appreciated, okay? Because we really need to maybe look beyond that.